And it says you're live. So I think we're live. Hello, folks. I don't think this is connected over to YouTube.
Uh, yeah, not today, but we'll put it up there later.
I'll put it up there. Whatever. That didn't work last time anyway. Oh well. So, hello, folks. Welcome to de-shittification. Uh, this comes from Cory. Cory, what's his last
Cory
name?
Doctorow.
He a smart guy and wrote a book about enshittification of, I guess it's of the internet,
Yes.
and uh, and so we thought. Now he comes up with some stuff that might happen, and he had hope that there might be like people elected
Yeah, a political solution,
a political solution.
political governmental solution.
I wrote in a blog that I don't think I ever hit publish on it. But I thought the odds of getting a bunch of people into Congress and in general who are then going to say, "Oh yeah, we're going to put reins on this internet thing," I think are pretty slim. I mean, they may what nibble around the
Yeah,
corners of
it
it,
might.
but that hasn't even happened yet. Right now, there's people making money. So my point was that back 20 years ago, when Phil and I started on this, or even more, but it's 20 years ago, uh, the internet was a quaint place. Uh, it was sort of a sleepy small town.
Yep.
Didn't have,
Went there to get information and stuff like that.
yeah, you went there and it was that. But of course, from the very beginning, people were trying to make money. Uh, and so they fooled around and figured out how to make some money. And then something, and Google was famous for beginning this, which was essentially you muck around and you find a way to make money. And now you have a way to make a little bit of money. And you say, well, great. We'll call that condition A. A works for making some money. But you know what? We bet you we can do better, make more money. And so we'll keep working. We'll keep A, but we'll come up with B's and we'll compare A and B. And we'll do that until B gets better than A. And once that happens, then B becomes the new A. And now we start again on another B. Uh, and that is an extraordinarily simple evolutionary process.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as it can be.
Yep.
And with not too much computing power within Google and then other places, uh, that took off. As of now, it's been going for 20 years, meaning people coming up with better ways to separate us from our money on the internet. And they're awesome at it now. Let's,
Oh yeah.
let's
Yep.
and during that time, and this is the way I put the enshittification of the internet. That's so that it's become really just a place that's just this thing, a constant way of separating you from your money. Now, can you get information? Of course you can. And you do, you Google information and you get it. But lurking always around, not, not very far away.
No. No.
is a thing. And of course, they have other means to find out, well, if they're looking for that, they might be interested in buying X. And then suddenly, miraculously, things you might want to buy go up in front of you.
Here.
wow, who would have thought? And we all have that experience. I mean, that is absolutely everybody, including the weird experience that you talk about something, like Phil and I will talk about something, and then it'll show up in your
Oh yeah. You want to buy a couch, you know?
and suddenly couches start showing up.
Couch ads are showing up everywhere.
Yeah, start showing up. You're like, this is strange. Well, whether it be strange or whatever. However, it makes for a shitty place, really, when it's about money, and that gets back to something else I'll get on is what the addiction to money, the addiction to making more money,
Mm-hmm.
uh, which is not really written about much, I suppose, because the people with lots and lots of money own the major news outlets and such.
Right. Right.
And so if anybody starts writing about, money is the root of all evil, and I'm not a biblical kind of guy, but that's, is it out somewhere like written in the Bible or
Oh yeah.
something?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
It
and
also messes up the A/B testing.
what's that?
I said it also messes up the A/B testing.
And so you end up with this. I and I've said this before. Some folks think about it. Think about if you hold on a minute. I have a dog named Jenny.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
come in, Jenny. She she must be obeyed.
She's entered the room.
Yeah, she has entered
Or
the room.
exited. Entered or exited.
Go lay down.
Go in.
She's and anybody curious, she's a border collie, full border collie. Sweetest thing there ever was, but a little demanding. But anyway, so what do we got? So if you watch the hoarder shows, what happens to hoarders? Not good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I've long thought, what's the difference between those hoarders in their houses versus billionaires hoarding money? You tell me, Phil, what's the process difference?
Well, the process is the same.
Process. The process is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just that money speaks loudly,
Right.
and nobody wants to point out that it's really a sickness that is biblical in its references. Money is the root of all evil, and
Yeah.
we watch people literally just destroy things. And why? Well, because they need to make more money.
Service of making money.
Right. Well, but you already got $1 billion. Well, what's your point?
Yep.
I I need to make more money.
Yeah.
And well, that's hoarding. They're like, you don't need any more stuff. Your house is
Yeah.
full. I
What are you
don't
going to
care.
do with all that billions of dollars that you got?
Now they store it electronically and stuff. However, back to that's the same process. How things get really shittified, enshittified,
Yep.
majorly, and now you have this great experimental engine of the internet, and that's a whole nother thing.
Mm.
When did we all give permission to be experimented on?
Yeah.
Uh, and another thing that Phil and I will talk about, we're old psychologists, and we remember back into reading about stuff in the 50s and 60s, and social psychologists particularly would just go out on the streets and do
Do weird
social
things on the street.
do weird things to people with no informed consent.
No,
No, didn't
no,
tell
no
them
forms to sign. No questionnaires.
and nothing. And so then that got shut down, and then now you're supposed to, if you do psychology experiments of
Yep.
any kind, you're supposed to inform people what you're doing. Well, this A/B testing stuff, that's just experimentation.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm sure they would give you a whole laundry list of ways to say that it's legal and it's not experiments. But yeah, sure.
It
Uh,
is.
Funny, I have been wondering about IC in the age of myself.
Ah, there you go.
And so you, so anyway, with that process, you're going to get enshittification. And, and what were my three things, Phil? I thought, well, maybe the folks,
The
the
coders.
readers,
One thing, maybe the coders will save us.
the coders will go, oh my
They'll
God,
go,
we've been,
oh no,
you know,
what have we done?
we see the error of our ways.
Right.
We're going to fix this all up again.
Yep. Yep. Don't worry. We'll fix it, right?
Yeah, I'm. I don't have a lot of hope for that.
That cavalry's not coming, folks.
The other was, of course, the
Well,
Cory.
Congress is the other
Let's
solution.
hope Congress gets in there and
Yeah.
messes it up. No, I don't think it's gonna. That's not gonna happen. In the end, I got to thinking of it as well. We're just going to have to take responsibility.
Pretty much.
And that would it be wonderful if they stopped doing that? I guess, but would just take responsibility, and that's where sports psychology comes in. By the way, that's how this came about. That sports psychology is where you go, you practice something until it becomes automatic.
Yep.
So when you first ever throw let's say a disc,
Yeah.
Phil plays disc golf, or the first time you ever go to a Aikido or karate
or hit a tennis ball or
or
whatever.
anything, you're not any good at it, right?
No.
You haven't practiced the skill.
You got
And
no clue.
so then you practice it a whole bunch until you can do it automatically. Literally, it can go off. Um, and when we mean automatic, we mean like the kind. And the best examples I've seen of this is, imagine you're sitting in a car, maybe at a traffic light, and you get rear-ended.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't anticipating being rear-ended. Okay, let's say you were in the passenger side, you didn't have mirrors or anything, and so, but your body reacts just instantly
Yes, it does.
to the stimulus of being shoved forward and that rear end. That's essentially those very fast jerk, fast action responses are what athletes want. That you want as close to that as you can possibly get, so that your well practiced response, this boom happens.
Yep.
Right. Of course, somebody may have noticed there's this little thing called the mind that shows up.
It's got another agenda.
And it's devilishly, well, probably slightly impossible to do the absolute, rearing collision kind of response, but you can get pretty close. I mean, athletes do some pretty amazing things in very short reaction times. However, let your mind go the slightest little bit into that process, and you will feel a choke coming on.
Mm-hmm.
There's our sports matrix up there, and there's fear, because the fear is, I'm going to make a mistake.
Yeah, gonna mess up.
I'm going to mess up, and then boom. Well, you can call it all kinds of different things, but in the end, it's choke. You don't operate. One, your reaction time is much slower than you'd like.
Yep.
And two, you may well mess up whatever, the putt or the stroke or the drive or the
whatever it is.
Whatever it is, you mess it up. And you can feel it. Any of us who have played any sports, the choke.
You can notice yourself choking.
Yeah. Has anybody here ever noticed the choke? So there it is. And so what we would have responsibility for is noticing when we're being presented with stimuli to buy stuff, particularly unnecessarily, you know.
Yeah.
And you would notice that, and then you would notice the way the internet is manipulating you to to buy it, to do it. We would need to take responsibility for that. We would need to change our own coding, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would disrupt the coders. So we say, oh, well, I know that you're doing this A B junk on me all
Yep.
the time.
Yep.
I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to mess with your game, which is one of the very primary ways of winning at any sport.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, performing at your peak and just obliterating somebody because of your peak performance is great. That's not usually how it happens. Football games and
Yeah. Well,
basketball.
that other team or the other person on the other side don't want you to do that.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that. So really what they want you to do is screw up. And
They want
what
you to
you
show.
want them to do is screw up.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot easier to win if the other team just messes up
Right.
or your opponent just
Oh yeah.
messes up.
Yeah.
and,
At the highest levels of sports, that's really what it comes down to. Two
and
highly
that's
trained individuals, one of them's going to make less mistakes than the other one.
and that's it. It's really a game of less mistakes than the other. It's razor thin margins. So your performance actually has a very because everybody's well practiced.
Yeah.
Everybody's a pro. And so the trick is to get, and the term is called get in somebody's head and
Yep.
make them make mistakes. Okay. So I got to thinking, why not? Let's make the code. Maybe we can make the coders make mistakes.
Yeah.
We'll turn the tables on the coders. And so that's my grand plan. I imagine fear and shame will turn up for them. Well, let's see if we can mess them up.
Yeah.
So, what do you do to do that? Well, you make choices.
Yeah.
You put down the phone. Uh,
You stop scrolling.
stop scrolling. Uh, go interact with nature.
Right. Pet your dog.
Yeah, go pet your dog. There she is. Go pet your dog. Uh, you know, do whatever. Do something else. Unplug.
Right.
Because that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the absolute best.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that disrupts the testing, right?
That disrupts the testing. That the absolute best is that we don't go on.
Yeah.
And they freak out and say, well, how do we get them back on? Well, if you just say, nah, I'm going to only get on what I really need to.
Yeah.
I Google stuff. I definitely Google
Absolutely.
stuff, find things out and do that. But then and Phil can tell you, I get back off. I don't have Facebook, by the way. Phil, you'll see posts where it looks like I'm posting, but Phil's doing that, I'll admit.
Social media.
And Phil knows that if I have to get on and do something, I immediately re-delete it.
Right.
I won't keep it on my phone.
Yeah. And I'm only getting on social media long enough to post it.
Right. I just get right back off. Why? Because just don't play. Just you just don't play. Just don't get into the pool and play. And with the endless scrolling and stuff, it'll that. So that's the number one way of disrupting it. The number two is if you do get on to the internet, phone, whatever, and you're presented with ads, instantly think of the A/B testing
Yes.
that's going on. Just
you're being manipulated.
If you can have that response, it's like, wow, that ad that's right before me, that's the result of that darned A/B testing.
Yeah.
That some programmers, some coders are out there doing. And they're manipulating me to buy things. It's pure and simple. I mean, oftentimes things you don't need, you really, really don't need. So then if you get off of it, then the other, I guess, is, you get the political stuff and it's telling you to think one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that has anything to do with coders.
Oh, oh. I mean, like A/B testing for when they send you emails about wanting you to donate to their cause. You talking about something like that, Kevin?
I would be talking something like that, yes. And so I guess the upshot of this, folks, is know that we're all up against A/B testing, and be aware of that and think of it. It's probably one of the reasons why I'm not on so much is because of that, because I just constantly see it.
Yeah.
My brain is now wired to see A/B testing.
Yeah.
I'm
Once you see
testing.
it that way, it's hard to unsee it, right?
I'm an unwitting, I'm an unwilling participant. And I can't get a hold of anybody, like Congress that'll say, "Oh, gee, you shouldn't be an unwilling participant." They're not going to do that. So take your life in your own hands and make your own decisions. And I think in the end, that's the better way to go anyway. So in particular, Jobs and his iPhone got everybody staring at phones, zombified a lot of people.
Right.
Uh, what's the answer to having your face stuck to your phone, Phil? It's a simple answer. We're not
Put
talking.
the phone down.
Put the phone down. Right. it's just that. Just put the
Phone
phone.
does not control you.
Well, it will because they're doing AP. The other is they're doing A/B testing just to keep your attention.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's eyeballs. They want eyeballs.
They want eyeballs, and so they do something A that gets eyeballs, and then they start doing something B to get better, more eyeballs or eyeballs for a longer period. Once they get that, they put that, and it's just there comes enshittification.
Yep.
It's just awful, and the upshot of it is some really, really, really bad stuff going on.
Yep.
And why do I say that? Well, look around, but young people are having trouble getting together,
Mm-hmm.
getting dating and getting married and having babies.
Getting off their phones and rubbing elbows with each other.
Yeah. I mean, I know that part of it's economic. They can't afford to have kids and all that. But even long before that, they're not getting together.
No.
And so you're like, well, I wonder why. There's plenty of apps for people getting together.
Yep.
Well, they don't. Uh, they don't, and that's not the way it's done. And think of an evolutionary point. If you look at it from an evolutionary point of view, we spent all these thousands, millions of years developing these ways of interacting in person. So you see people and you smell them. If you get to kiss them, you taste them, all that good stuff, all that. And then suddenly that gets replaced with a phone in your hand.
An image.
There's no way that we're evolved to deal with that.
Yep.
No way. And there won't be.
Not gonna happen.
And so if you keep staring at it, hoping that you'll get evolved to doing away with it, nah, put it down. Just put it down. Now I do know there's more and more people that are unplugging and getting off and getting offline, going offline again. And that's great. Go out, go in the backyard, go get in touch with nature again.
Take a walk.
Take a walk. And the secret, by the way, that I was taught, like when I was a young male, hoping to find a female that might be attracted to me. If I were taking a walk, I would probably walk where there was females. How about what do you think, Phil?
Well, that was probably the thing that I tried to do most is try to, hang out with them.
Well, and eventually it works.
It did.
Uh,
It did.
but if you're out walking in the woods and there's
Yeah.
no other humans around,
Yeah. Yeah.
nothing's probably going to happen.
Right.
All right. So
We're sitting at home thinking about your grand strategy about what you're going to do too.
yeah, that doesn't work either. Just
Right.
get out and go where other people are. So,
Yep.
unplug. So that'll bust up the A/B testers. So I guess that's our big message is that you're. Let me put this succinctly: the enshittification of the internet is due to A/B testing. That's what I would say for money.
Yep.
Oh, for money and power because they also use it for political gains.
Yes. Money and
Money,
power. Would agree.
money and power.
Yep.
And so we're unwitting participants, unwilling. Now that you hear about it, now you're no longer unwitting. Now you know about it. So,
Yeah.
so if you get on the internet, you're an unwilling participant.
Yeah.
Which is what I consider myself. I'm an unwilling participant in that.
Yep.
And so all of I continue for the longest time now, Phil, regarding political ads, I have marked every darn one of them as spam.
And what have you discovered about that?
I keep getting them.
Yes. This is the whole thing. You mark them as spam. I've done the same thing. I've unsubscribed because somewhere along the way I got on an email list. You can't kill them.
No, I have literally spent way over a year unsubscribing and marking things as spam, both emails. I think I've had a little better luck with emails. I seem to get at least some less of those. But text, on my phone, forget about it. I get them every day. And no matter how often I say they're spam, block them. I don't want this. I keep getting them. They're unwanted. And I've done it enough, hundreds of times, that I should be off of these lists.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You've made you've disrupted.
right. So anyways, back to still my choice to keep on marking it that way and keep doing it that way. And think of don't choke.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got it. You're staring A/B testing in the face, and what do? Well, turn the other way. Don't participate. Right. If you choke, they're going to get your money.
Oh, they got you.
So the point on this is if you choke and go with it, you're going to buy stuff unnecessarily.
Yep. Then you're going to get more of it.
Oh, yeah. And once you buy,
or
once you or donate to a political cause, it is sickening how much you get there.
It ramps up.
Yeah, it is. But it is all for money and power. That's all it is. For rich people who are hoarding money. End of the day, what's the problem we have is a tremendous haves versus have-nots. Haves is people who are now the billionaire class who have lots of money and they just give coders money to make them more money. That's all they do. They make Wall Street. They give money to Wall Street people to make them more money. And every time they make more money, a lot of the times it ends up coming out of our pockets.
It's got to come from somewhere.
That's until
the other way. We know that, right?
Until the government runs out of money, then they print more money.
Right. Yeah.
and most of that goes to the wealthy. So this is not a secret, by the way. Congress even knows this. They just won't do anything about it because their purse strings are controlled by the people with money. So till we figure out, so we're just have to take responsibility. Take your own responsibility.
That's it.
Most people get out here and they say, "Well, so and so ought to do this. So and so ought to do this."
Yeah.
What Phil and I are saying is be aware of your own reaction,
How you participate in the
how you respond.
Yep.
Pay attention to how you respond, and if you really want to do it, your response can be to unplug. The second response, don't buy.
That's it.
Unless you need a couch, you know.
Oh,
Bill
yeah.
mentioned
Right.
Maybe your couch is broken. You need a couch.
We'll get them.
Go get a couch. Right, but other than that, no. Stuff that no, unplug. Take our own responsibility. I don't know if we can get to that or not. I don't know. Even I sometimes become pessimistic.
I hear that.
It's a internet. All of this is a powerful thing that they have going right now. The billionaires, shouldn't say they. I'll just call it the hoarders. I should call them, what I like to call them is money hoarders.
Yeah.
They're not, if you're a billionaire, you're a money hoarder.
Yep.
There's no doubt you don't need $1 billion. You just don't need that. And who will have a right to make it? Well, not really, no. That means they're taking money away from other people to get that $1 billion. You end up, I just won't go down that road. I believe in capitalism with limits. Need governors on capitalism.
Yes. Governors.
A governor, by the way, is like keeps a truck from going over.
Restrains it. Like, on your engine, it keeps it from going, a bazillion miles an hour.
Right. So the same with that. Once you hit so much money, the governor kicks in. You still have a lot of money. I'm not saying you don't get to have
plenty of money.
And you just don't get billions. Because that messes up the system. And that's what we're suffering from now. I guess they write about it, but nothing seems to be changing about it, Phil. I don't know.
Well, because if it's back down to that level we're talking about, it comes down to the change that you as an individual can make as you go about doing things like, just getting on the internet or just getting on your phone. It's the behavior.
Man, that's what we are all this part of this ginormous experiment.
Yeah.
Called the internet. It has become a big social psychology experiment. And was particularly good at helping billionaires become more billionaires, whatever. But so if you don't want to participate, turn on, put down your phone. I'm not saying get rid of your phone.
No.
They're handy sometimes. Need to call somebody.
Yep. Notice how you're using your phone.
Notice how you're using it. Pick it up and say, well, I have in my hand A/B testing.
Yeah. That's going to be there as soon as you open up your phone.
As soon as you open it up, right.
Game is on.
And the game, well, there you go. That's the sports psychology.
They're back to sports. The game is on, right?
The game is on.
And now you're operating under pressure, like all sports, right? Kevin is operating under pressure, right?
Especially like when you're practicing, it's easy.
Yeah.
But once the game's on,
yikes!
Yikes! Well, when you pick up your phone, the game is on, and then don't lull yourself into thinking anything else. The game is on. The AP testing is after. They're after your money.
They are.
Right. In the end of the day, if you buy something that you really didn't plan to buy, they won.
Mm-hmm. You won. They got your stuff.
They got your stuff right. Disrupt them. Become disruptors. Come on, that's how we do it. We can do that. Well, that. So think of it as it's a sport. That's that's what Phil and I we work with sports people all the time.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's how you respond
Right.
in the moment.
Yep.
And
All the time.
you either respond automatically with your peak performance or you choke. Our point is if you buy something you didn't want or you support something you really hadn't thought about supporting before, you choked.
Yep.
They got you. Right? Put down your phone, go do your own research. Oh, at the library. Go talk to people. Go
Yeah.
do something else.
Yep.
Right? Get out in nature. So if enough of this, and I know there are people talking about this. I know. Love the library. I do too. I think libraries are a huge. Somebody, Aaron just said, "Love." Yeah, libraries are so cool.
Yep.
We should. Some of the people probably they wouldn't know this about me. I happened when I was a kid that I only lived like 2 blocks away from a Carnegie library.
Nice.
Yeah, if anybody, and he built a, I guess gave money to build a lot of those or whatever. And I became fascinated with reading.
Mm.
And I wore out a couple of library cards,
Yeah.
reading all kinds of classics, even. Like War and Peace. Yeah, I did read War and Peace. That was a long ass book,
Sure.
but Tale of Two Cities, and
Oh yeah.
Great Expectation,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of, even, but then Frankenstein, and War of the Worlds, and all kinds. These are books literally I read back then, uh, and uh, and so I always credit a huge part of my education came from that library. That's where I got it. I went on to get PhDs and stuff, but a PhD, but it started in the library.
Yeah. No, library was the place to be back in the day.
That's the place to be, right? That's where to go. So I'm a big supporter. I literally do give money to my local libraries.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, libraries are big. Go do stuff there. Go do stuff in nature. Go play disc golf, play tennis. Go unplug. Get off
Have,
your phone.
have conversations.
Have conversations with people. If you're young, go to where other people, young people are.
Go hang out where they're hanging out.
Hang out where they're hanging out. Yes, good things will happen. You're not going to get it off an app. That's that, that's
No.
that's just the A/B testing at work. They're
Yeah.
after your
Well,
money.
its job is to keep you on the app, no matter what it says. Its job is to keep your eyeballs in that
Keep,
on that platform.
right. Keep you there,
Yep.
and that's the game on.
Yep.
So if you get on and you get stuck scrolling, you choked.
You've been captured.
You choked and they got you.
Uh-huh.
You weren't at your peak performance.
Yeah.
Peak performance is you get on your phone, do whatever you need to get done, put it back down, and go on about your business. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll keep it up. But if you're interested in applying sports, the matrix to sports, we do. Now it's back to pro social training.
Yeah.
It's got a mind of its own, Phil.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, definitely.
Click on the box. We don't do heavy marketing. You can people that talk against it like we do. You can see why.
Yeah.
And we ain't never going to be billionaires unless it's just a meteorite of being it comes down upon me. But we do training and we talk to people. And, do pro social. This is pro social work, really. Have fun. We're going to go play sports.
Oh yeah,
Phil does Aikido. I
that's a
do
bingo
tennis.
tonight. Yep.
We do our sports. We stay heavily involved in sports. So it's fun. Keeps you out in nature, right?
Yeah.
Where you go play with your goats. I was watching it. I go to sleep by YouTube videos. I was watching a guy that has a big old giant bull. He's fun. That guy loves that bull. My point is, he's out in nature.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's actually got a couple of them.
Yeah, yeah, he's not.
And
He's
the
not
way
small.
he talks about those bulls and interacts with them, but they can kill him in a microsecond.
Oh
So
man.
you know, but he loves those bulls. So anyway, but he's out in nature. Go out in nature. Go play. Go meet people. Anything else, Phil?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. We did it.
We'll keep plugging away at it, doing our pro-social training, and we'll do something this year. We'll just keep plugging away at this. I think we'll probably be back next week.
Yes.
The holidays seem to be past us in the rearview mirror now. So that was enough A/B testing for me.
Yes. On to whatever's next.
On to whatever's next. We will. But we'll keep up the sports.
Yeah.
Everything else we do. And pro-social. Bye-bye, folks.
See ya. Take care. Be safe.
Yeah, really, be safe out there. Watch out for that A/B testing.
Oh yeah.